Hey guys, welcome to a brand new season and episode of Renew. Today I want to discuss a topic that I've been a victim of for far too long, and I owe it to my younger self to talk about this, to never go back into this trap again, and to all the other women and girls who are listening to me so that you can finally take control of the steering wheel of your life. Let me just start by saying that this entire year, my interest in astrology grew to such an extent that now I was literally analyzing birth charts, understanding it every day, just micro analyzing my own birth chart. Like, I can read Kundli, guys. Do you understand how deep in it I am? I had this thirst for knowledge for more. I started reading the Kundlis of all the other people in my house. So I was analyzing patterns to see if there's any truth. And of course, I found some patterns that I was, you know what, there is some truth in it. If you have a Jupiter placed in your fifth house, it means that you're going to have a lot of kids. And my mom has three kids and she has Jupiter in her fifth house. So I was, oh my god, this makes sense. So my number, right, is 8. I was born on 8. On Instagram, people, everybody would tell me all the time, 8 is Shani, it's Saturn. That just means delays, delays, delays. Everybody else is putting 10x effort. You have to put 100x effort to get the same reward. Once you start believing these things, you actually sort of internalize it and you subconsciously start self-sabotaging your own success and growth. And I truly believe, because I believe in belief, but I don't believe in listening to any random person on the internet who claims to be a tarot reader or an astrologer, and they might have made some accurate predictions. But what is the basis of the fact? Where is the proof that what they tell you is going to be true? Because there are many ways to look at it, right? For example, your birth timing, right? What is the proof that when you were born, they have written the exact time? Okay, the odds are that they might have written the correct time, but couldn't there also be odds that exist where the clock was ahead or behind, or maybe they forgot, or maybe they did not make a note of it immediately and later they thought, okay, wait, no, it was that time, and then they end up writing a different number. Anything is possible. And because every few hours your rising changes, your birth chart completely changes. Now, say you fall into that zone, isn't it possible that now your birth chart is completely different, and you're basing your entire life, everything you know about your past, present and future, on a piece of paper that might not even be accurate? You'll be surprised to know that there are two types of astrology. There's Western astrology and Vedic astrology. So you'll have three signs, your three main sun, moon, rising in your Western astrology. And when you go and find out your Vedic signs, it's going to be three different signs. It's going to be one sign before, because Western astrology does not consider the change in seasons, and which is why it's not the same. Now think about that. Your own personal signs, you have 6 different signs out of 12. How could that be true? Now, how could you possibly identify with any? Secondly, if you have been listening and believing in your Western astrology signs, you're honestly cooked. So the fact that this is in itself such a big loophole, right? Because how can both of them coexist? And of course, you're going to relate to some part of every sign. That's so natural. That's how they sell it to you. You can never define a person accurately, because you're always going to be different to different people. So you might relate to an air sign in a different dynamic, and you might relate to a water sign in a different dynamic. That does not really make you either or one. Do you get me? Are you with me? I've been that girl who's constantly getting reels of horoscopes and predictions, and this is what's going to happen in this month, that month. First of all, none of it ever true. It's just giving you a false sense of hope and belief by you think that, oh my god, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. Me and my girlfriends, we're sending it to each other and we're bonding, and this is our month. And honestly, it can be our month even without some other girl on the internet or somebody else telling me that it's going to be my month. It can be my month for different reasons other than the planetary position. Do you get it? It's just so stupid. Why are we choosing to believe in this? I'll tell you a story. So basically, a few years ago, I had a crush on this boy, okay? And I found a random video, a tarot love thing that my friend had told me that she'd done. So I typed, tarot love for Aquarius. And I found this video, and then I thought, you know what? No, fuck it. Like, I don't want to see a tarot video. It's so stupid. How would she know? But as I was trying to leave the app, a video opened up on its own. I clicked on it by mistake. So I thought, it's a sign. Now I should see it. And she's a very niche account, okay? Barely has a few hundred subscribers, and I end up seeing the entire video, and the accuracy is insane, because whatever she says is things that are actually happening in my life. And then I'm, oh my god, this girl just knows what's up. She's gifted and we have a connection. She does accurate readings for Aquarius. So then she posts 3 times a week. Every video, I sit and I wait, and I see a 40-minute video where some other girl on the internet is making predictions about my love life, hoping when you end up giving into astrology and any of these mystical signs is when things are so vague and confusing in your real life, when there is no true belief left, whether it's self belief, whether it's potential with some person, which is honestly so embarrassing to even admit at this point. But I would actually watch all these tarot readings hoping to get information about what that boy was feeling. Honestly, if that boy was into me, I would just know it. I would not have to see a tarot 40-minute video 3 times a week. Imagine the amount of time I've wasted on this. And this is not just for boys, right? This is for any sort of predictions for your month, for your career, for your success. Just put that time into yourself. Even if you're just visualizing and imagining your goals, it would still be more productive and it would read better results than listening to a random astrology video on the internet. I can tell you that just because one thing is true does not mean it is always true. So you cannot rely on it as the source of judgment and decisions. And secondly, 99% in my experience, it's never been true. It's all bullshit. You can believe what you want to believe, and if it helps you, that's completely okay. But essentially, astrology, numerology, I think it's a self fulfilling prophecy. When you tend to believe in something, say you change your name or your number based on somebody tells you to add this, add that, whatever, and you do that, and then you end up seeing results. It's more because of the belief that you think that it's going to happen, and if you use it in that way, it's okay. But what if you believe inherently that your existing name, number, your chart, whatever, your placements aren't great, and you try to mess with that? This year, there was a period of time when I was really burnt out. I started believing that maybe, no matter how much I put efforts, I'm not going to see rewards. And it's just because I am in my Saturn Mahadasha. And even though I'm in my last year of the Mahadasha period, I was convinced that because I haven't seen, results, it's because of that. And because I'm controlled by, I'm the number 8, so Shani, and that's just how my life is going to be. And this belief just made me give up, just give up trying, which is something that I've never been that person who would give up no matter how many times I would fail. I knew one thing about me was that I was determined to get up and fight and to make my way. And if I want something, I get it. That was always how I would function. So when this happened, and it completely shifted my identity, but something amazing happened because of that, is that I found my belief in God again, because was I felt so weak and so helpless that I surrendered. I let go of any resistance, and then I was, you know what? I'm just gonna pray. I'm just gonna pray to God. And when nothing exists, God is, okay? And that is amazing. I truly believe in God, and God definitely will find you when you're at your lowest, okay? A lot of times I feel I've heard such stories, and it's because you need something to have hope and faith in. And hope and faith are really important things in life to survive and to grow and to see your life in a more positive way. No matter what is happening, you need to have hope and faith. So I feel praying to God and believing in God or the universe helps you do that. But I just feel it's more fruitful to believe in a mystical entity rather than astrology, because it's coming from a particular person and a human, and you don't know their intentions, you don't know how accurate that information is for you, and even the data that you're providing to them. So how can you base everything on that? I'm sure you've seen videos, when am I going to meet my future partner? Why would you want anybody to predict your future? That by itself is so flawed, because you realize that if you don't know your future, it is limitless. There's an infinite number of possibilities. You can make anything happen, and anything can happen if you don't know it. But if you define it, if somebody else chooses to define it and you believe it, you limit from 1,000 possibilities and realities that are existing. You just limit it to one, which you make peace with, whether it's good or bad for you, and you'll end up manifesting it if you really believe in it, any which way. When you realize that you have the strength to manifest and make happen anything that you believe in, why don't just pick a belief that you want? Why should it come from someone else? It comes from somebody else only when you lack self belief, or you don't have clarity on what you want. It's either of the two. You're prey now. You're literally in a vulnerable position, and that's when somebody else can come and take control of your life and tell you what to do and what you should not do, what stone you should wear, blah blah blah. It's you're using two crutches, okay, to walk. When you believe in astrology, numerology, any of this, horoscopes, when both your legs are functioning and working, why do you need those two crutches? You can literally work on developing your own leg muscles to make it stronger. You don't need to be handicapped mentally and emotionally. Choose to put that belief that you're putting in astrology into yourself and bet on yourself instead. Try to separate facts from opinions. It's so important because what somebody else tells you about your reading, it's just their opinion. Maybe they can read patterns, but they cannot predict accurately what it is. Because think about it. For example, I would pay people on AstroTalk to tell me about my future. What is the secret to unlock wealth and success and abundance? Tell me, for me, what do I do? And they would come up with the most generic replies, try everything. If they really knew how to unlock it, why wouldn't they do it for themselves? Why are they charging 1 rupee or 5 rupees a minute to talk to somebody and they're available 24/7? I read this really interesting story. Osho, this fortune teller, goes to him and he's a palm reader and I'm going to tell you about your future, but you have to pay me 1,000 rupees. So first you tell me my future and then I will see, okay, if you have anything worth saying. So he comes up with certain predictions and then he asks for his money. And then Osho is, when you left your house today morning, didn't you read your own future? मैं जिसका हाथ पढ़ने वाला हूँ वो तो मुझे पैसे देने ही नहीं वाला है. If you knew, if you could actually see your future, you could have seen this. Then you would not come here and waste your time. And that makes so much sense. I'm not against anybody who's doing this for a living because I'm sure because their belief in it is so strong, it might actually be working, but I just don't know if it makes sense for you individually. And it's very important for you to separate that and see if it makes sense for you. You should be making factual based decisions, and only you should be making them because it's your life. Nobody knows what's better and what's going to happen. This talk by Neil Tyson, he talks about the only way it can affect your life is obviously the moon affects tides. So if you're at the beach, right, and you make a decision based on the moon's position, whether you want to be sitting near the water or not, that you should see the moons and stars for. That would make sense. But it wouldn't make sense for you to look at the moon and decide if you should be investing or when you're going to meet your partner or what makes you emotional or what kind of person you are. How can a piece of paper predict that for you? Because you as a human just can't be contained. You are so diverse. I feel you cannot categorize people that. And I also believe that even if there was truth in it, I don't think anything is negative essentially because that's the life that your soul has chosen to live in this realm. You should respect that and let it happen. I have an aunt who does readings and she's very talented and she has a lot of clients who keep coming back to her. And she came and she told me about how, because I'm heavily controlled by Shani, the number 8, I should change it and make it a 6 or 10. So I started thinking about calculations and how at my house, my mom, because she's a 1, she should be the most dominating voice, but she's not. It's actually my dad. I couldn't sleep that night at all, ruminating on this, and I was trying to come up with spellings for my name. And I put it on ChatGPT to calculate, and I found out that there are 2 forms of numerology. Okay, one is Chaldean and the Pythagoras one, where my total anyways comes up to 1 and 6. And a lot of people actually choose to make your spelling 8, which is already what I have. That is a gift that I already inherit, and I'm trying to change that because somebody else has told me that maybe 6 is better or 1 is better or whatever. First of all, not honoring my destiny in the sense that this is not what I chose, right? My name, my spelling, I didn't choose. My parents gave it to me and I was born into it. So it's almost like God chose this for me. Why do I want to change that? Why do I want to change? If my soul wants to go through a lesson, why would I want to change it? Maybe I'm supposed to learn, even if there's truth in it. I think it's more important to embrace what you have, and you need to just believe that your chart is the best, your numbers are the best. And another reason why I realized this is because I was convinced that anybody with the number 8 would not succeed because I didn't even know any examples. And then I found out 2 YouTubers, okay, who are very successful and who are under 30. It's not even they found success late. They have the exact same numbers as me, which made me realize that I don't need to change anything. It really depends on your hard work because you're extremely hardworking. They are not just sitting and giving up and hoping that it'll come to them and just because of a number or when the better Mahadasha starts, blah, blah, blah. No, you have to go and work. You can choose to believe what you want, but I think it's more beneficial to believe that you have control over your own life and to take over reins so that you can steer the wheel. In quantum physics, there's this experiment that was done that found out light can exist in the form of a wave and a particle. Until you don't observe it, it could be either or. But once it's observed, for example, that I have 2 pairs of gloves, left and right, okay, and I am shipping it to different parts of the world, okay, and I don't know which one is which, where I'm sending. When I open the box in America, I find out that it's the left glove. So because this becomes left, the other one will automatically become right. This is how it exists in the quantum world. And some physicists actually believe that this could mean that a particle is existing in multiple realities. It's existing as left or right. What that means, I think, for us as humans, what I would believe is that At any given point, there are multiple versions of reality for my future existing. There's a reality where this video gets a million views. There's a reality where I don't even end up posting this video. There's a video where I post it but it gets deleted. Anything can happen. Once I observe that reality, I can actually make it happen with belief. I can choose any reality. It does not have to come from somebody else. And I think that is so fascinating. Think about how many times a prediction that you've read online has come true, and how many times from that same person has it been true for you. Really think about it. And because I was so hypnotized with the idea that because I'm ruled by number 8 or whatever, I'm not going to be successful, I was subconsciously sabotaging my own success because I would just find unhappiness in anything. And I would not be as happy on my achievements and wins as I would be sad on what I was not winning. Because I had that limiting belief, I would manifest it. And then when I thought about it, and why would I think I'm unsuccessful? I can do anything that I want. I can go to any place that I visit. I can buy anything that I want. And I have built this for myself. I am gifted, touch wood, with amazing friends, family, health, wealth. So why would I think I'm unsuccessful? Just because it's not meeting somebody else's metric or because I'm ruled by a specific number? I have very far to go, but it's my journey. And it is not dictated by a Mahadasha or the position of the planet when I was born. My present is not based on that moment in time. There's no proof, there's no evidence to this data. And the only proof is in the belief when it becomes a self fulfilling prophecy. So, you can choose to make anything a self fulfilling prophecy. Take belief. Belief is strong, belief is amazing. Put your belief in God, put your belief in yourself. Why do you need someone else to tell you who you are, what you should do in life, what will happen? It's giving indecisiveness, it's giving lack of clarity, it's giving low self esteem. Do not use crutches when both your legs are working perfectly fine. Because there are so many loopholes and so many interpretations from various astrologers, you cannot really rely on one person's prediction because what is the accuracy? Even if they are a master and they know their craft extremely well, nothing is a certain 100% guarantee that this is going to happen. And that is okay because life isn't either. Why do you want to know everything? Why do you want to know when you're going to meet somebody? Isn't the joy in finding out? If you knew what was going to happen in the movie, would you sit through the entire movie? What's the point? You'd be, I know what's going to happen. Like you're just going to fast forward it. You won't enjoy it. You're not going to be invested in it. You're not going to be excited when something crazy happens. You're not going to be sad when something depressing happens. It's just going to be a flat line. And a flat, bland movie, nobody wants to watch that. Whatever you believe to be true will become true. So you might as well believe that your signs, your chart, everything, even if you do believe in it, it's the best. It's the best for you, and that's why you've been given it. You need to own it completely, fully, and then you need to put belief into yourself, into your work, into things that you can control that are facts and not opinions. That's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know if you agree or disagree with me in the comment section. I'd love to know your take on this, your experience with astrology, numerology, tarot, whatever it might be, and I will see you in my next one.